So we're gonna actually go ahead and do the aftermath of the eclipse for twin flames. So as always, I'm always using the dragon serpents. Um, so we're gonna do um, it by different signs. So if you are a twin flame and you know your astrological sign, then that's what you're gonna go by to figure out because this eclipse has been an eclipse, blood moon, in Aquarius. And so that's what we're going to basically do the aftermath of that. So let's see, let's go ahead and start with air signs. So let's just do 3 cards. And I'm just going to tell you where you're at. So where they're at, where you're at, and where your relationship stands. And then I'll just intuition from there. So if you know your air sign, that's an Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. So where you're at, sorry for the shitty camera. That's 2 of coins. So you are juggling. So in love wise, you're juggling between love and something else. So maybe something else happened. Air signs are not particularly known for being really into the love, but when they do, they really do commit, but they might commit in weird ways. So if you're an air sign and this eclipse afterwards, you probably feel mixed up. You feel like you're battling two different opposites that somehow come together. If you're a Gemini, that's probably usual for you. But if you're an Aquarius, you may not like that. And if you're a Libra, it depends. If you're juggling your partner, you have an issue. If you're juggling your home life, then you don't. Where your partner is, twin flames, and that's the sun. So where your partner, while you're kind of mixed up, your partner is exactly where they want to be. So if, well, they might have won in a particular argument or something like that, and now you feel mixed up about it, but they don't. They're exactly where they want to be. They feel confident. They know that the sun is shining upon them, and they're willing to work it out. Where the relationship is. Again, I'm sorry, you can't quite see it. But that is the Page of Cups. So that is the beginning. Engagement or relationship. So something has started, whether it's the next level of the relationship and you air signs don't want to commit, or you feel torn in two different directions, then that's what's going on. It looks like your partner has won. So if you have a partner who's another air sign, they seem to feel pretty good about that relationship, but they might be unbalanced in other areas. But for you don't know how you feel. So you don't feel about going to the next level or the beginning of the relationship. Looks like a lot of you air signs are the runners. It's perfectly okay. But in the other way, maybe some of you runners are the sun who are happily unhappy where you are when it comes to love. But either way, that emotional good sign. So something has gone in the right direction. So those are all airs. So we're going to go to fires, which I'm a fire and I'm a Leo. Where Leos are at. No, and other fire signs as well. It's pretty accurate. So that's 7 of Wands. So you feel like defending your place. So if you're a fire sign and you're also a twin flame, then you feel like you're right there and you're trying to combat everything at once. Probably different directions. The world seems a little against you and your partners as well. For me, partners. For you, maybe just one partner. I have one twin flame and I have multiple others. I'm poly, but so basically, what it feels like um, for you fire signs in a relationship is that you're having to defend your place again and again and again and again, and you're not letting up. You're gonna stand there, and that's perfectly fine, in my opinion. It means that though you need to compromise. So they need to compromise, and you need to compromise because fire signs just don't bow down. We just don't. Um, but that might mean that there needs to be a truce. Um, I have no issue, now I'm a fire sign, I have no issue in standing my place. So you need to stand your place, don't completely go downwards, but you might have to realize you have to compromise as well. There's nothing wrong with standing your place, as long as you're willing to go down like one little step. Where your partner is at, the Queen of Swords. So that means that your partner is maybe hurt, but at the same time, they're very defensive, snappy. They're definitely standing their ground because of hurt things in the past. So it seems like a lot of fire signs, you and your partners, are maybe hurt. Does that make any sense? So maybe this is your healing time because one of you is getting a lot of information and the other one is taking in a lot. So maybe like a snap from your partner, and now you fire signs are dealing with it, maybe a little bit inappropriately. But your partner needs to realize that they are snapping too hard with ice, and you're combating with that fire in all directions. So they're not going to win, but maybe it's time for both of you to step down. So where the relationship is. Yeah. So it seems like a lot of you fire signs, you're in a separation period with your lovers, which is the Eight of Cups. That's what I have. So the Eight of Cups is walking away from an emotional situation. So you are separated at this point, which is absolutely true for me. So I'm guessing true for you as well. A lot of fire signs and their partners seem to be separated. So the next one we're going to go to is water signs. You guys, I think, are going to have a very hard time, at least until all the eclipses are over. So this is where you guys are at. Sorry, I know that that is fuzzy, but I at least have to show you the card, which is Eight of Wands. So you water signs are going fast. You're giving a lot of signals out. You are in a rush. Okay. So you might have gotten a lot of signals and stuff like that during the eclipse. Um, whether you act upon it, it looks like you are. Make sure not to go too fast. Make sure to calm down a little bit because it seems like you're acting on just a psychic hunch. Remember, for twin flames to meet, not only the psychic but the physical has to match up as well. So that's a different kind of union, which is, what we talk about the astral, maybe we're talking about the sky, and if we're talking about the physical, we're talking about the earth, and you can't have one or the other. They have to be both for all the stars to align. So make sure that you're not just acting upon emotion. Makes sense. I like the Eight of Wands when it comes to relationships, though. It seems like it happens a little bit way too soon, way too fast. So where your partners are at, and that's definitely happening way too fast because your partners are at the Nine of Swords. So they are in anxieties, um, going in circles. This is not the first time that you've done this. You're acting way too fast upon your emotions and not on logic, and not on the signals they're giving to you on the physical plane, but on the astral plane. So you're basing yourself on a psychic hunch, and that's why your partners are going in circles. Okay? So where your relationship is, though, again, separation. So Eight of Cups, somebody's walking away emotionally because they can't handle all these signals that are coming back. So that's what's happening. And that's pretty simple. Maybe complicated for you guys, but it's pretty simple. You're going too fast. There needs to be a sky and an earth for water, which is your emotions and where you need to be at, and for life to exist. So the last one we're doing is earth signs, which I actually find have the hardest. Um, really, really try to, because it's almost like you guys are non-existent at the moment. So, speeding up. So where you guys are at, and that's why. So you guys are at the Seven of Cups, which is wishful thinking and a lot of options. I have a really, really big feeling that maybe you Earth signs don't quite know who your twin flame is. Hate to say it, but it looks like you're weighing your options of several different people, and you might be looking at a cup that looks pretty, but isn't substantial. So you need to get your head out of the clouds, which is an interesting thing to say to an earth sign, but when it comes to love, you guys look nothing but up. And maybe not towards the horizon. So where your partners are at are your true twin flames. Complete defeat. That is the Ten of Swords. They are ruined. They feel dead inside. You're not looking at them. They're right there. And it's like an empty void. But the thing about true love is that you'll stay with someone no matter what. So careful of those who lurk in the corners that you don't think are as pretty as the stars, because maybe they're just the seeds. So I want to give a one action or a guiding point to each of the different elements. let's start with Eris. What do you need to do to go back into the right direction? Interesting. So that's the King of Swords. So for you, air signs, you need to go back into the logic, stop thinking about emotions, and you need to think of things systematically, which is interesting. I know it is. When it comes to astral and everything like that, where does logic play in love? It plays in everything about love. The initial contact is magical. The everyday, that's where the issue comes. So you need to systematically think of things logically. What am I doing right now? What is more important? How does my partner feel about this? The King of Swords, those who can look at a battlefield and figure out how to win before you can even step on the field. That's natural for you guys. But the problem is sometimes you very rarely take action upon it. So, what you need to do is actually take a step back, so come off of that battlefield, rise above, and figure it out. Where are you going wrong? Choose a plan of attack. Meanwhile, take care of your mental health. Those geniuses, we tend to have really, really, really bad mental issues. And the King of Swords is actually known for that. It's said that the king was the one who committed suicide and left the queen with no choice to rise and be on the throne. So be really careful, even though you're smart. You need to really, really just think of things logically in your relationship. Be every day, but logically. For us fire signs, you know the strange thing is that this is actually the Leo card, which that is the strength card, and yet it is the hardest for every single fire sign. So like Leos are like okay, so like the first one I would say was Aries, and they tend to be the hottest, which is that spark, and they tend to just be like in your face, right? This is also very hard for Aries. So in Aries wise, what the Leo card means is that you need to be confident in yourself and keep that spark up. So don't just get angry and then, you know, feel confident at that moment. You actually have to stay consistently. For Leos, this is going to mean that consistency needs to switch to the positive instead of the negative. I know that doesn't sound right for a lot of other people, but Leos, you know what what you were talking about. Um, we're in a negative funk. You need to switch it to the positive, the other side of the circle. Because Leos do have two sides, but we only show one. Um, for Sagittarius and things like that, you guys are more of the slow burning coal, so it's left after. You guys burn the longest, while Leos are the hearth who warm everyone. You guys more are the coal that powers, say, the train or something. That train needs to keep going no matter what. So whatever you're doing, you need to keep it up no matter how hard it is. So keep putting fire onto that. Okay. For water, what do you guys need to do? Ah, so this is for water signs. I'm not really sure that. So that's the star. You need to heal. I know it's like believe in yourself, believe in those signals, believe in everything, and you do need to. You need to just understand that the North Star is a journey. It's not the end. So even though you're getting all of these signals that, you know, something's going to happen, something's going to happen, something's going to happen, the problem is that it's not there yet. You're looking at the end. The star is the journey. You don't just look at the star and then magically transform into a star or into stardust. No, a star there is for a compass. So you're going on that journey up the mountain. And then from there, you can go up and ascend. A lot of you water signs are not grounded, especially right now. Go back and ground. Focus on the feet of the journey. Look to the skies for direction. And then the last one I'm going to show is going to be those earth signs and what you need to do for those twin flame relationships. Ah, the Queen of Cups. So what you need to do is to meteorate. You need to be loving and caring, and you need to actually trust the inside voice. So you need to actually trust that little voice inside of you, which is very hard for you earth signs. I don't know why, but it is really hard. If something is wrong, then you need to look inwards. Don't look at. So, this is the opposite from the water. You guys are looking at things way too logical. Um, you need to look at things emotionally and how you emotionally feel better, not what your, logic predicts this, logic predicts that. You need to listen to your emotions and what you emotionally need, not what you logically need. So you need to go inwards, not outwards, and there needs to be some particular healing inwards instead of outwards. It also means you need to really go and in touch with your psychic self. You are not the high priestess yet. You do not have the schooling. You need to let go of the schooling and trust yourself for those earth signs. This does not mean don't face it, because it's stupid. Don't base it off of the facts, but it means you need to listen to your emotions. So start to rise. So water needs to fall, earth needs to rise, fire, you need to stay constant, and air, you need to take the higher ground. Simple enough, right? So that's about it. And